There are three segments of the oil and gas industry, and your journey when it comes to getting involved in the oil and gas sector, in getting opportunities, whether for career or business in the oil and gas value chain, starts by you understanding these three segments of the oil and gas sector. And the reason why this is important is because being able to understand them gives you an opportunity to plan and to also come up with a strategy on how you are going to get into the oil and gas sector. Also, it might just be for purposes of knowledge and information. You want to understand how the oil and gas is structured, the segments and the sectors that would constitute the entire petroleum industry. And so in this particular video, I am going to share with you a brief overview of the three segments that you can find across the oil and gas industry. In very simple terms, the oil and gas industry is an industry that is involved in the production, processing and marketing of crude oil and natural gas products. And this is where the three segments of the oil and gas industry comes in, because each segment deals with one aspect of this particular process. The first segment of the oil and gas industry is the upstream oil and gas sector. And when it comes to the upstream sector, what I want you to think about is the source of the oil and gas material, or the source of the crude oil and natural gas. And this is because the upstream oil and gas segment is the first stage of the oil and gas value chain. Everything that happens in the oil and gas industry actually starts in the upstream subsector. So it is important for you to understand this sector, the processes that are involved when it comes to looking for and producing crude oil and natural gas, and also the various stages that are involved in this particular segment. But it is a very huge industry, or a huge value chain in itself, that involves a lot of companies, a lot of suppliers of goods and services, as well as professionals who actually provide their skills and expertise to the processes that are involved in the upstream oil and gas segment. If this is the first time that you and I are meeting, I am Joe, and on this YouTube channel, I talk about oil and gas with a particular interest in the upstream oil and gas sector. And if that's something that you're interested in and you're looking to get or to tap into the opportunities that are available in the upstream sector, I have created the Upstream Oil and Gas Jumpstart, which is a free resource and which you can download using the link that I'm going to put in the description below. And all I want from you today is your name, your email address, and I'm going to send you that resource in the next couple of minutes. The second segment of the oil and gas industry is the midstream oil and gas sector. And this is the segment of the oil and gas value chain that deals with moving the crude oil and natural gas from the oil fields to refineries for processing, and then later moving it into the consumer. And it is important to understand that the midstream oil and gas segment plays a very big role in linking the source of the oil and gas sector to the final consumer. And this is where you have such processes as refining, turning the raw materials into finished petroleum products. And it's very important, or it plays a very important role in the entire oil and gas value chain, because it helps to actually bring value or continue creating value from what the upstream sector actually brought into the value chain. And if you are looking into opportunities that exist within the midstream oil and gas sector, it is important for you to actually learn and understand how the midstream oil and gas sector actually works, so that then you can be able to figure out or decide whether this is the segment of the oil and gas industry that you want to get involved in. The third segment of the oil and gas industry is the downstream oil and gas sector. And this is probably the more popular one. It is what you probably are aware of. And the reason for this is because the downstream oil and gas sector basically deals with marketing and distribution of petroleum products. This is what you interact with on a day-to-day basis. Let's say you go to a gas station or a petrol station to fuel your car or to buy any petroleum product. That is downstream in action. You are dealing probably with LPG in your house. You are interacting with, other byproducts of the oil and gas sector. When you are going to get those products as the final consumer, you are basically interacting with the downstream oil and gas segment. And again, if you are looking into getting into the downstream oil and gas sector, either to get a job or to build your career or to tap into the business opportunities that are available, then you need to take time to also learn and understand how the downstream oil and gas sector actually works. And it provides you with an opportunity to actually make a decision as to whether that is the subsector of the petroleum industry that you want to be part of. So as you can see, the three segments in the oil and gas industry actually work together. They are supporting each other. They are part of the value creation that is involved in the petroleum sector or in the oil and gas value chain. But it is important for you to note and for me to mention that the three segments of the oil and gas industry are equally huge independently. And what I mean by this is that each segment is an entire subsector of the petroleum sector. It is huge. It moves billions of dollars each and every month, each and every year. And there are opportunities that are available within each of these segments. And that's why it's important for you to actually take some time to learn and understand how the entire oil and gas industry works. And if you're an entrepreneur who is looking for business opportunities in the oil and gas sector, then it makes a lot of sense for you to take time to understand these three segments of oil and gas sector, because they are going to inform your strategy and the decision that you are going to make on where you are going to invest and where you can also deploy your investment or assets and be able to get a good return on your investment. The oil and gas industry plays a major role in our day-to-day life, and it plays also a major role in the economy of our countries and the world at the same time. And it is important to actually understand that while the oil and gas industry is big as a whole, it is divided into three segments, which are the upstream, midstream, and the downstream sectors. And when you look at it that way, then you can be able to actually probably understand it better and be able to see how each part plays when it comes to moving of the crude oil and natural gas resources to final consumers in the market, including individuals and commercial uses. I do believe that it is important for you to actually understand the oil and gas industry, and particularly be able to go deeper into the three segments of the oil and gas sector. This is important if you are seeking to build a career in the sector, or if you are an entrepreneur and you are looking for business opportunities across the oil and gas value chain. Being able to understand each segment and how you can be able to tap into the opportunities within it is the first step towards building a profitable income stream from the oil and gas sector. And if you'd want to learn more about this, if you'd want to learn more about the three segments in the oil and gas industry, I want you to watch the video on your screen right now. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not, and I'm going to see you in my next video.